Have you ever given your dog a treat and felt a sudden sting in your fingers? A sharp bite that wasn't meant to hurt, but still made you pull away and wince. It's something many dog owners have experienced and yet rarely talk about. Your dog may not be aggressive or angry. They may even look happy and excited, but their mouth grips too hard. Their teeth clamp down without restraint, and in that moment, something changes. You go from feeling joy to feeling cautious, nervous, unsure, and maybe even hurt. This is what many trainers call a hard mouth, a behavior where dogs bite down too strongly when taking food or treats from your hand. And while it might sound harmless at first, it actually reflects something deeper. A lack of bite inhibition, a signal of overexcitement, or a communication issue between you and your dog that deserves your attention. At Pup School by the Online Dog Trainer, we believe every moment with your dog is a chance to build trust, and that includes the way they accept food from your hands. So in this video, we're going to explore 5 powerful things you can do when your dog bites too hard during treat time. And more importantly, we're going to uncover the emotional truth behind why they do it. Because your dog's mouth isn't just a tool to eat. It's also a way they interact with the world. It's how they play, how they explore, how they express their excitement or anxiety. And sometimes it's how they accidentally say too much with their teeth when their heart is speaking too loud. Let's begin with the first thing you must do. 1. Teach bite inhibition. When your dog bites too hard during treat time, it's often not about bad manners. It's about missing lessons from their early life. Bite inhibition is something puppies learn from their mother and siblings. It's the way they discover how much pressure is too much, how to use their mouth without causing pain. But if a puppy never gets the chance to learn that, or grows up too fast without those social experiences, they may never fully understand how gentle they need to be. Teaching bite inhibition is one of the kindest things you can offer your dog, not just for your own safety, but for their growth and social awareness. Start with simple treat exercises. Offer a treat, and if they grab too hard, calmly withdraw your hand. No yelling, no punishment, just a quiet message that says, "Try again." Eventually, your dog will realize that gentle mouths get rewards, but rough ones get nothing. It's a quiet conversation between you and your dog, and like all good conversations, it takes time, consistency, and patience. But the reward is not just a safer hand. It's a dog who learns to think before acting, who learns to listen to their own excitement and soften it, who learns that connection doesn't require force. Every time you pause and try again, every time you reward a soft mouth, you're shaping more than just behavior. You're shaping character. You're telling your dog that your hand is not a battlefield. It's a place of peace. 2. Use lower-value treats. It may sound surprising, but not all treats are equal in training, especially when your dog becomes too intense or excited to remember their manners. High-value treats like cheese or meat can sometimes be too stimulating for dogs who already have a strong food drive. When your dog grabs too hard, it might not be disobedience. It might be sheer excitement, an overflow of joy they don't know how to control. That's why switching to lower-value treats can help them slow down. Treats that are still tasty but not irresistible. Kibble instead of turkey. Carrot slices instead of jerky. This simple change reduces their arousal just enough to help them stay present, to think before they act, to remember the softness you've been teaching. You can also experiment with timing. Try training after their meal, instead of before. Yes, it goes against traditional advice, but sometimes tradition forgets how unique each dog is. A dog who's just eaten might not be starving for food, but they'll still be hungry for connection, still eager to please, just with calmer energy. And calmer energy is where softness lives, where learning thrives, Your dog doesn't have to be overly excited to be engaged. They just need to be curious, ready, open, and if a simpler treat helps them get there, then it's not less rewarding, it's more effective. In the end, this isn't just about snacks. It's about listening to your dog's energy and adjusting yours in return. Training isn't about overpowering their drive, it's about guiding it gently until they find their way back to your hand with trust instead of tension. 3. Feed like you're feeding a horse. It may feel odd at first, but one of the most practical ways to protect your fingers from an overly eager dog is to change how you deliver the treat instead of offering it between your fingers. Try placing it flat on your palm and letting your dog scoop it up just like people do. When feeding horses, this method works especially well for dogs who haven't yet learned how to modulate their bite. By presenting the treat on a flat palm, your fingers are out of the way, and the dog is encouraged to approach more gently. It shifts their focus from grabbing to collecting, and that tiny shift can reduce the likelihood of accidental nips. Over time, your dog will start associating this feeding position with calmness and precision, not frenzy. It's true that this method can be tricky in some training contexts, especially if you're used to luring your dog with a treat between your fingers. But there's always room for adaptation. You can still use your fingers to guide a behavior, then switch hands and offer the reward on a flat palm to reinforce the action safely. The goal isn't just safety, it's mindfulness. Teaching your dog that getting a treat isn't about lunging or snatching. It's about slowing down, making eye contact, taking it with care. It's a small change in technique that communicates something much bigger. I see you, I trust you, I want to share this with you. And sometimes when your dog gently picks up that treat from your hand, you'll notice something else too. Their eyes soften, their tail wags a little slower, and what used to be a moment of chaos becomes a quiet ritual of trust between you and your dog. 4. Let the food come from somewhere else. Who says treats always have to come straight from your hand? Sometimes the best way to keep your fingers safe is to take them out of the equation, completely. Try tossing the treat gently on the floor instead of handing it over. This method still delivers a reward, but with a bit more distance and a lot more safety. This approach is especially helpful with high-energy dogs who get overly excited during training or those who haven't fully learned how to control their bite. It also works wonders during exercises like recall targeting or even impulse control because it not only reduces the chance of a hard bite, but it adds a small delay, giving your dog a moment to process. There's also something mentally grounding for dogs when they have to seek out a treat on the ground. It taps into their natural sniffing instinct and encourages a calmer, more thoughtful interaction. If you've ever watched a dog pause to search for a treat, you'll know what I mean. Their body softens, their breathing slows, their brain re-engages. Some trainers even use the treat from the mouth trick, spitting out a piece of sausage or cheese for the dog to catch. It might sound silly, but to a dog this is magical. They're watching your face, reading your cues, and that little surprise flying out of your mouth becomes both reward and bonding moment. Just make sure you use clean, people-safe treats, and only try this when you're comfortable. The key is this feeding doesn't always have to be hand-to-mouth when you get creative with delivery. You not only keep your fingers safe, but you open up a whole new way to connect with your dog, one that's fun, surprising, and deeply rooted in mutual awareness. 5. Use smart tools to feed without the risk. Sometimes the best way to teach a hard-mouthed dog to soften their grip is to remove the temptation altogether by using tools that keep your hands safe and the lesson clear. Instead of offering a treat with your fingers, try using a feeding tool that creates just enough distance for your dog to focus on the food, not your skin. One of the most useful tools is a camping squeeze tube. You fill it with soft treats like peanut butter, canned dog food, or cream cheese, then gently squeeze out a small amount for your dog to lick. This teaches calm, gentle engagement instead of fast, snappy bites, and because there's no direct hand contact, your dog starts to associate food with a calm approach, not frantic grabbing. Another simple tool is a spoon, especially a metal one. The sensation of biting metal is unpleasant, so dogs naturally start to ease their pressure when feeding from it. This can be especially effective for soft treats that stick like yogurt or liver paste, and it gives you full control of the portion without putting your fingers at risk. For extra protection, especially in early training, you can even use padded finger guards or a spoon combined with a glove. Some dogs won't enjoy the feel of biting metal or foam and will instinctively adjust how they approach the food. Over time, this teaches them to think before they bite, which is the very core of bite inhibition. And let's not forget commercial products like Easy Cheese or Treat Paste with built-in dispensers. They're clean, they're simple, and dogs love the novelty you can offer tiny amounts in a controlled way. Teaching your dog that good things come when they're calm and focused. Training a hard-mouthed dog isn't about punishment. It's about shaping a new understanding by changing how we offer food. We change how they receive it. And when your dog begins to approach you with soft eyes, a slower pace, and a gentler mouth, you'll know you've taught them something truly meaningful. Not just how to take food, but how to do it with trust and respect. Conclude. When a dog bites too hard while taking food from your hand, it's not a sign of defiance or disrespect. It's often a sign that they were never properly taught to be gentle, or that they're simply too excited to control themselves. But here's the beautiful truth. What you teach them with patience, small adjustments like using appropriate treats, thoughtful delivery methods, and the right tools, won't just protect your fingers. It will build a new way of communicating based on gentleness and trust. When a dog learns that soft mouths are rewarded, that calm behavior brings treats, and that your hand is not something to grab, but something to respect, you're not just teaching them how to eat. You're teaching them how to be. You're guiding them to live with control, with boundaries, and with kindness. So let every treat you give become a moment of teaching, of trust, of shaping them into their best selves. And if this video touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Pup School by the Online Dog Trainer, because here we don't just train dogs. We listen, we understand, and we love them better every single day.